a young individual trying to make it in the world, and life's beating you down a little bit hard right now, in your way just obviously hasn't been working. I just urge you, I really do. I urge you to try this way, because this way works. It works. It's worked for everybody who's taught this to me, and I'm not the only one teaching this. I've just put whatever they've taught, I put it into a process, a step process. And I've been able to break it down. I've been able to break the parts of it down, and I've been able to put it in a step process and deliver it to you in an easy, simple form, hopefully that you can understand. It all starts with a thought, okay? When we're reflecting back on our day, we may only think of maybe 10 thoughts that we would have had throughout that day, maybe as much as 20. But if you could think back, and you will not be able to remember all 6,000 thoughts. All right. But those thoughts, okay, will come to us. If you're taking one day, you say you got 6,000 thoughts, something comes to you that you remember, okay? A trip to the Bahamas. You're thinking about this thought of going to the Bahamas, and it just comes to you. I don't know how. Maybe you're on a lunch break, maybe a coworker, maybe there's another conversation going on, you over here, or somebody's talking about their mother went to the Bahamas, and you picture yourself in the Bahamas sitting on the beach with a little umbrella drink, underneath a palm tree or something. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, that'd be really cool, right? In that brief moment, it was so vivid that you saw yourself literally sitting in the sand, playing in the crystal blue waters, right? And then all of a sudden, you're taking your coffee, you're finishing up your lunch, you're going back to work, and you don't think of it again, okay? But the next day comes along, and all of a sudden, you may be making photocopies, you may be hanging up the phone for making a sales call, and all of a sudden, you think about the Bahamas again. Maybe you hit your computer and go to wake it up, and all of a sudden the screensaver has changed, and there's a picture or an image of the Bahamas there, or something tropical, and immediately you go right back to that thought that you had the previous day about you sitting on the sand, drinking your fruity little umbrella drink with the palm tree overhead, and you go right back to that. And this time, maybe that thought is even more vivid. Maybe the sounds are louder, the colors are brighter, and then poof, it's gone again. Okay. Maybe the third day, you're doing something else. Maybe that was a Friday. Today's a Saturday, and now you're waking up, right? And you're pouring yourself a bowl of cereal and making your coffee in the morning. And you look up, who knows, maybe at your Alexa show, if you have one of those in your kitchen, and it says, tell me about 5-day packages to the Bahamas. And you're, wow, that's weird, right? Now that thought has become a wish, okay? And so we want to take that thought to a wish, eventually to a want, and turn that into a burning desire. So we're at the wish point right now, okay? So he's going through and goes, wow, that is so ironic. I've been thinking about the Bahamas for the past couple days. Goes about his day, eats a cereal, maybe mows the lawn, who knows, right? Takes the dog for a walk. Now it's Sunday. He gets back from church. He's sitting down, and he's on his computer. And all of a sudden, he sees an ad, or hears a commercial, or has a thought again of the Bahamas. And he goes, I wonder what a 5-day package or a 7-day package to the Bahamas is going to be with airfare and hotel. And now he's researching it, and he's searching out, he's going through the calendars. You know how we all go through the calendars. We're looking at the best airfare rates and the best hotel rates. And he picks one out that he can afford. He's like, oh my gosh, I could afford that. You know what? But I could stay at this hotel right on the beach with all these amenities included. Maybe it's all inclusive, right? And maybe it is $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 more. Heck, maybe it's $5,000 more. And he goes, I want that. And so now he takes that want, right? And he starts thinking about that. He's doing the math. He's calculating. It's just out of reach. It's just out of reach. That now becomes a burning desire. So now he's taken that thought. We've turned it into a burning desire. Okay. And now he's really going after it. Now he's really trying to plan for it. Okay. What's the next step that our friend should do? Well, he should do is he should now make a decision. So he's at this point of whether he's going to book the trip and pay later, or he's going to not do anything at all, turn it and keep his burning desire, keep his thought of going to the Bahamas only a want, of which will eventually go backwards to a wish, and then maybe eventually throughout enough time will go back into just being a thought. Now he's got to make a decision on whether he's going to go. He goes for it. Now what he's got to do is he's got to change his mindset, because now he's got to get out of his element, because he just booked a trip to the Bahamas. Not only did he book a trip to the Bahamas, he hasn't asked for the time off from work yet. He hasn't done anything, but he took action right here, made the decision, and now he's got to change his mindset. Like, everything's new, but and this is going to cost him $5,000 more out of his budget to go on the trip that he absolutely wants to go. He hasn't paid for it. He's just booked it, right? Book now, pay later. You know how that is. So he's thinking, right? He's mulling it over. His palms are getting sweaty. His brain is just going in circles. And then all of a sudden, this little group cluster of brains in the middle, laying next to the hippocampus. This little group, it's our old crocodile brain. It's our reptile brain. It's our fight or flight brain. And this recalls, this is called the amygdala. And this is involved in the processing of emotions and fear. And so he's thinking about all the other times where he's really kind of stepped out of the box and maybe has gotten smacked back down, right? Maybe people laughed at him, you can't do that, and he backed off. And so there could be a situation from our old crocodile brain that's going off and throwing us into an irrational state, because that's what it does. When the amygdala starts going off, not only will it tell you, bring up all the reasons why you can't do it, it will bombard you with self-doubt. And so what we have to do is we have to recognize that moment. Whatever our goal is, whatever our want is, our burning desire, whatever it is, when you've made the decision to go for it and the amygdala starts making you act in irrational ways, we have to recognize it, block it out, just catch yourself in the moment. It's going to be a handful of the 6,000 thoughts you're going to get a day. Just recognize them when they come in, be self-aware, block them out, and replace that thought with you sitting on the beach, or our friend sitting on the beach in the Bahamas, drinking the fruity little umbrella drink underneath the palm trees. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to treat it as that, go back to that thought when those things come. And then the next step is number 3, we want to commit our goals to writing. If you just committed your goals to writing, any way you put it on a piece of paper, people do not, they have ideas in their head, they keep them stored in their mind. They never commit and put it down on paper. Once you do this, you're leaving yourself no wiggle room. You're leaving yourself no escape hatch. Not only are you telling yourself you're going to do it, you're thinking about yourself reaping the benefits of you doing it. You're seeing your hand with a pen moving and writing it on a piece of paper. And how often are you going to do this? Are we going to do this once a year when it's the first of the New Year's and we're clinging our glasses? No, we're going to do it every day, at least once a day. And if you could do it twice a day, you are going to be that much further ahead. We run patterns all day long. Subconsciously, we run patterns. We are in a routine. Our subconscious picks up on this is happening at this point in time every single day consistently. It's going on for a month. It's going on for 3 months. It's going on for a year. It picks up those patterns. Okay. Have you ever been in your car? You start your car up, you're going to work, you get to work, you don't remember driving. That's happened to all of us. We don't remember the stoplights. We don't remember taking the right-hand turn. We don't remember the left-hand turn. We don't remember the guy behind us riding our tail, trying to get us to move faster because he's running 10 minutes late, like most everybody else. And we don't remember that. We get to work and all we remember is what we were thinking about and what we had to do that day or immediately, and all the work that's going to be piled up at us at 8:30 in the morning when we walk into the office. You're driving to work thinking about one thing, being completely safe, changing lanes, stopping everything, turning at intersections, hitting the freeway, not even thinking about it. And you get to work, you don't even realize, but you made it there safely. Okay, that is because your subconscious ran a pattern, it ran a program, it got you there on time. And that's what we want to do by committing our goals to writing. And not only do we want to commit our goals to writing, we want to do it in the order of importance. From what we want, what we need to get done right now in order to get to the next step, and have that coincide with our long-term goals. When I write my goals down, I have short-term goals I need to hit immediately or as soon as possible. I have mid or medium-term goals, and those are goals that I will not be able, some of those goals are goals that I will not be able to achieve until the first set of goals are met. And then 3, I have my long-term goals. And as if you can follow this pattern, you then know that I have to complete number 1, number 2 to get to number 3, and then ultimately, that long-term my lifelong work will be accomplished. Most of my goals equal up to my lifelong goal of what I want to accomplish. So 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before you go to bed, maybe start writing your goals down. So when you do hit the state of hypnagogia, you're thinking about all that information and you're seeing the image, and you're visualizing, you're reaping the benefits of your goals that you had just written down, 7-10 minutes ago. You're remembering all that as you go through this state, and then you're asleep. And then that's the last thing you're thinking of. That's the last thing to go into your subconscious. And then when you wake up, write your goals down within the first 10, 15 minutes of when you wake up too. I believe that you will be back in that state. We are still in that state when we first gain consciousness. And so the quicker you can write your goals down and get it into you in the morning, the better. If you've seen my video about choosing the good side of the menu or the bad side of the menu, with picturing the waiter come up to you, it won't take you any longer than 15 seconds. Maybe think of that, choose the good side of the menu, write your goals down, and then go off about your day. And then we're going to have to start taking action every single day. How much action? It depends on how fast you want to get the goal done. Okay, so if you want to get the goal done right away, whatever your thought is, you're going to need more than what you're going to think, because you're going to run into walls and roadblocks along the way. And those are all walls and roadblocks. We're going to run into situations where our amygdala is going to start acting up again, and all of a sudden we're going to be either going to be shrinking back, pulling away from our burning desire, or pulling away from it and taking it back to a want or a wish, or we're going to be trying to find a way through that roadblock or wall. We're going to try to find a way around it, try to find a way over it, try to find a way under it. We're going to try to get through that barrier so we can get on and continue on with what our goal is, right? And so we see this little guy running. He's not in the walking pose. There is wind coming off of him. He is running, no matter where you are in life. A young individual trying to make it in the world, and life's beating you down a little bit hard right now. In your way just obviously hasn't been working. I just urge you, I really do. I urge you to try this way, because this way works. It works. It's worked for everybody who's taught this to me, and I'm not the only one teaching this. I've just put whatever they've taught, I put it into a process, a step process. And I've been able to break it down. I've been able to break the parts of it down, and I've been able to put it in a step process and deliver it to you in an easy, simple form, hopefully that you can understand.